Today, we're taking on a beautifully challenging project, restoring an antique rusty monster hand drill machine that looks like it hasn't moved or been touched in decades. At first glance, it's completely overtaken by rust. The gears are frozen, the handle is stiff, and the layers of corrosion make it almost unrecognizable. But hidden beneath all that decay is a piece of craftsmanship worth saving, and today we're going to bring it back to life. Before anything else, I take a good look at its original condition. The metal is dark brown with oxidation, the gear teeth are barely visible, and the wooden handle is cracked and splintered. You can imagine this tool, once powering through wood with a smooth mechanical rhythm, held by someone who relied on it for everyday work. Over the years, it was abandoned, maybe left in a damp workshop or forgotten in a box of old tools, until the rust claimed nearly every part of it. The first challenge is simply loosening the components. Most of the screws are stuck, sealed tight by rust, so I apply penetrating oil and let it soak. The drill fights back. Every tiny movement is a struggle, but with some gentle taps and careful pressure, the pieces slowly begin to separate. The sounds of cracking rust and shifting metal feel incredibly satisfying, like unlocking a time capsule that's been closed for half a century. As the drill finally comes apart, each piece reveals the true extent of the corrosion. The gears are coated in thick rust sediment, the crank handle shows years of wear, and the drill head is nearly solid. Everything goes into trays so we don't lose a single part. Once disassembled, the real transformation can begin. I prepare a rust removal bath and submerge the metal pieces. Immediately, the solution starts reacting, pulling decades of rust away from the surface. The water darkens, bubbles rise, and slowly the metal begins to reappear beneath the chemical reaction. While the smaller parts soak, I focus on cleaning the larger frame by hand. Using wire brushes, scrapers, and sandpaper, I peel away the rust layer by layer. With each stroke, more of the original steel emerges, revealing the sturdy build quality that has survived all these years. After hours of cleaning, I pull the submerged parts from the bath. The transformation is dramatic. The gears, once rough and crusted, now show sharp, defined edges. The screws regain their original threads, and the crank looks like it could turn again. A bit of brushing removes the remaining residue, and suddenly these pieces look decades younger. Next comes polishing, one of the most satisfying parts of the restoration. I work each metal piece until it has a smooth, clean finish, restoring the subtle shine it once had. The drill head gets special attention because it needs to grip bits firmly again. For the wooden handle, I sand down the splintered surface, revealing the natural grain beneath. A coat of wood oil brings it back to life instantly, giving it a warm, rich color and a smooth feel that almost looks new but still retains its vintage charm. With the metal cleaned and the wood restored, I move on to protecting the drill for the future. I coat the cast iron body with primer and then paint it with a durable enamel finish close to the original color. As the paint settles, it creates a protective layer that also highlights the tool's sharp mechanical lines. The polished gears and shiny screws stand out beautifully against the fresh coat. Once everything is dry, I begin reassembling the drill. Piece by piece, it goes back together, this time clean, smooth, and ready to move. When the gears fit together again, they mesh perfectly, and the motion is surprisingly smooth. I tighten the screws, slide the restored wooden handle into place, and apply a light amount of machine oil to keep everything protected and moving effortlessly. Finally, the moment of truth, I turn the crank. Instead of grinding and resistance, the drill spins with a satisfying rhythmic motion, almost like it did when it was first built. The gears glide without noise, the handle rotates freely, and the drill bit holder tightens perfectly. This old machine, once locked in rust, is now fully functional again. Looking at it now, it's hard to believe it's the same tool. The once lifeless metal now shines, the wood feels warm and smooth, and the entire drill looks like a display piece with real working power. Restorations like this remind us that even the most forgotten objects can be revived with patience, care, and a love for craftsmanship. Thank you for joining me on this restoration journey. If you enjoy transformations like this, turning rusty relics into working treasures, don't forget to follow for more satisfying restorations ASMR cleaning, and DI projects. Until next time, keep creating and keep restoring.